Nithyananda, everybody. Today is part 11 of Anahanta Chakra. The chakra, which is at the heart center, in the heart region, and gets blocked by attention need and approval seeking. So, for the past 11 days, I have been reading from this book here called The Guaranteed Solutions. And it's a book written by His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam. I have uploaded the past 11 days. So today I'll upload as well. So the past 10 days I've been uploading the videos, the different parts onto my YouTube channel as well. So you can check out anything that you would be interested in catching up with. So this particular chapter from this book, which is about love, is actually opens up into many different subtle happenings in our life, which will indicate how we are living life from a conditional love space rather than the unconditional love. So I've been reading maybe 2 or 3 pages each day, and then seeing what clicks happen. I'm actually really happy I'm doing this live, just because I'm getting so much out of it. And the different ways that we have misunderstood what love is, and how that affects the quality of our relationships, how that the conditioned way of living actually stops us from having a fulfilled relationship with anybody, even ourselves. So yes, Indrajit, Nithyanandam, Dominic, hello Nithyanandam. Good to see you here, Ma. So you are usually the first person that's there, that comes on when I go on live, which is really nice. So I'll start off where I stopped yesterday. The past couple of days, one of them is the relationship that Swamiji had touched on, is even the mother-child relationship. So the relationship between mother and child is conditioned as well. So we often think that, well, surely that's got to be unconditional love. But Swamiji talks about how when we have expectations, then that becomes more conditioned, and of course moves us away from existential love, existential energy, which is true love. Okay. So, and then also he's covered in the past few days from the chapter, of course, because I'm reading it from the chapter. And he's covered how we can start to experience existential energy, which is who we are. That is true love. We are that already. We don't need to put anything from outside and put it inside. Where we get stuck is when we seek attention from others, and we think that when people give us attention, whether that's negative or positive, then that's attention. We get energy from it. And of course, approval seeking, where we constantly make sure that we please people so that they don't withdraw love from us. Yesterday also we touched on respect, and how we think that when people respect us, subtly, very subtly, when people respect us, we think that is love too. Anyway, so let's look at the next part, what Swamiji has to say. So here it says, if you teach them, this is going on from what do we teach our children, what do we teach from a very young age, what do we teach children? So going on from there, it is, if you teach them to embrace nature, you are sowing the seed of real love in them. I have seen many parents, they will teach their kids to throw garbage in public places and destroy the beauty of nature. The same parents who teach the children to love the family will teach them to abuse nature. If you have real love in you, you will not abuse nature. And if you have real love in you, you will embrace nature and people alike. You see, you have to sow the right seed, only then the desired plant will grow. You should sow the right seed and create the right conditions for love to flower inside the child. This is where meditation helps. Meditation helps in sowing the seed, in creating the space inside of this growth, inside for this growth to happen. Nothing can be imposed from outside. The moment it is imposed, it will be either met with resistance, or it will be carried out as a duty, as a burden. The love that we all talk about is just psychological slavery. You enslave the person in the name of love, and he feels compelled to behave in a particular fashion. I'll just pause there for a moment. Isn't this true? Um, because when we are stuck with attention, need, and approval seeking, it is psychological slavery, because we are always worried that the other person is going to take away their love from us, withdraw from us, and because of that we then start behaving a certain way to keep pleasing them. So it's quite subtle, but obviously on point. With physical slavery, you will at least know that you're being enslaved, but with psychological slavery, it is so cunning that you will not even know that you are being enslaved until you come across a situation where you are mature enough to perceive it. Why do you think there is so much of guilt in all of us? It is because the love that we know always comes along with guilt. When love is total, when love is pure energy from your being, it can never bring guilt. You feel guilty only because you always feel that you have not loved enough, that you have failed in love somewhere. And why have you not loved enough? Because you have been taught only ordinary love, never total love. I tell you, when you have loved totally, you will never feel guilty or sad when someone dies. You may feel sad at the physical separation, but you will never feel that you have missed anything when they were living. When I say total love, I don't mean that you should have fulfilled all their expectations of attention and wants. I mean, you should have been centered in yourself well and exuded that kind of energizing love towards them, seeing and respecting them as part of existence. If you had been this way, you would have experienced them in a joyful fashion, and you will not feel any guilt when they pass away. Family always instills guilt in you so that it can have control over you. Guilt is nothing but a hangover of many kinds of emotions because you did not explore the emotion in totality. Never allow guilt to possess you. I'm not saying that you can do what you please and not feel guilty about it. Understand, you need to live totally from your center with deep awareness and understanding, and then there will be no room for guilt. That's all. True love always gives without a care, and it doesn't know to ask. It does not know any trade, it knows only to give, and it can never be created. It is like this. Yes, of course. Swamiji said that Anahanta means that which cannot be created. It is like this. You can create a plastic rose, but it will have the fragrance. What will it have the fragrance of a real rose? Well, no. In the same way, true love can never be created. The love that you live in your everyday lives is like a plastic rose with no fragrance. It appears real, but has no fragrance. For the real rose to happen, you need to create the right conditions, the right soil, the right amount of water, etc. And then it will happen on its own. Likewise, for true love to happen, you can create awareness, clarity, a deep understanding within yourself, and it will blossom from inside you. In a college gathering, one girl asked me, Swamiji, was it failure in love that caused you to become a sannyasi? I told her that it was success in love that caused me to become a sannyasi. Failure in love will create only a devdas, not a sannyasi. Only when you can love the whole world can you become a sannyasi. Only when you can love the whole world, it is a real love. Real love knows no relationships. Only ordinary love knows relationships. In ordinary love, you love your father because he provides for you. You love your mother because she takes care of you. You love your boyfriend because he gives you sensual pleasure. These are the various reasons for ordinary love. So I'll just pause there. And isn't it interesting? I find that, again, we're coming back to, I say this interesting, it's interesting to me. I don't know how you're experiencing it. But the difference between, like, the plastic rose example, for instance, that real love is like a real rose, and the love that we are experiencing in our day-to-day life is like the plastic rose. So that's why it may kind of fill some sort of a void, maybe temporarily, or make us believe that it is bringing us something. Maybe the security that is not going to go away anywhere, that is not going to um, wither away, I guess, like real roses do. Whatever it is, for whatever reason, we nurture the artificial way, if I have to put it in, lack of a better word, or to even um, bring the whole analogy together. One is artificial and one is real. So the conditioned love that we experience in our day-to-day life, where we demand respect, where we demand approval, we demand attention even from our relationships, how continuously spending time living the artificial way is, again, investing time into something that's never ever going to fulfill us. So it makes sense to take time to add the right understandings, the right nurturing for the very concept that for most of us our whole world revolves around: love, and questioning whether what we at this moment in time understand for love to be is real love or not. Um, as Swamiji has invited all of us to check in, I do the same. I'm doing the same for myself, but I invite all of you to do the same, to see in your whole day how much of your time is being spent connected to existential energy in you versus the conditioned way, the psychological slavery way of existing when it comes to love. And, in terms of relationships, and how are we behaving, the subtle ways that we either have somebody bound to us or we are bound to somebody else. So I invite you all to have a look at this closely, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Tomorrow is, of course, a very important day. It's International Yoga Day, and we are celebrating by being in out in public in Hyde Park in London and in Trafalgar Square as well at different times, and also all across Europe we are in different public places where we're going to enjoy demonstrating Nithyananda Yoga and connecting with people, enriching people. There's also Pada Puja in the morning. Swamiji is going to be live. In just a few hours, he's going to be live as well for the yoga webinar. So please make sure that you tune in to Nithyananda TV, Swamiji's Facebook page as well. And if you haven't already read his latest post, please do read it and share it with the people in your life, because I'm finding that when I'm sharing with my friends on Facebook who I haven't been in touch with for a while, are really appreciating the post. So I would highly recommend and invite you to share the post if you haven't already done so. Be ready for the webinar in the morning. Swamiji is coming, and if you'd like to offer Pada Puja as well, so time with Swamiji, I mean, as you know, there are not that many programs where Swamiji is live at the moment. And Pada Puja is a really beautiful opportunity to spend time entangling with the Samadhi space that Swamiji is in when he accepts Pada Puja. It's a very highly potent, superconscious space. And to mirror the neurons at that moment in time is a wonderful opportunity simply to be caught. So I'll post the details for Pada Puja as well. If you haven't already registered, then I'd invite you to do so. You get to speak to Swamiji as well afterwards in Dial the Avatar and get blessings from him. So I'll share that. I'll share the details for the London event that we're having. So if you'd like to join us, you can join us. Thank you all for watching. So I'll just say, okay, so Pratap Chandran is saying Nithyanandam, Shamain, Nithyanandamma, Kim, Paras, Mahalakshmi, Priya, Jignesh, yes, Indrajit, and of course Dominic. So thank you all for watching. I look forward to tomorrow's video. Tomorrow's video is probably going to be a little late because I'm going to be out and about for the whole yoga day, International Yoga Day. But I'll do my best to come home and finish the video. So that will be part 12 tomorrow. I look forward to it, and I'm looking forward to all of this becoming part of me, so I get to internalize what is true love. Invite you to do the same. Thank you so much, guys. Nithyanandam. Take care.